This isn't changed institutionally. This is changed by individual decisions. This is changed by people taking their own concerns, their own health, into their own control.
This is a follow-on to several different projects that we've done where we just says, and now we'll set them on the counter and see what happens. So now we're going to show you.
We set them on the counter and we've seen what happens.
So this is our patty pan squash that we put in the cubes that you saw us doing when he had squash coming out of his ear. And this is a whole nother batch. This one hasn't been put in the
little baggies,
vacuum packs yet, but that's what this is, all ready to go. And one thing we found out with this, when I first did the vacuum pack, it immediately, I think the dog wants in.
I was waiting for you to pause so I could do that.
It immediately was so sharp it poked a hole in the plastic, which went and let all that out. So I've double bagged them, and now it's pretty hard. So that's that. And then one day we made what is this?
Yogurt. And
it was yogurt. And it was so simple. So remember, I just heated the milk to 115 and then added a little bit of yogurt to it. There was a little process for that. Stuck it into a jar and put it in the dehydrator overnight. And
with the dehydrator running.
With the dehydrator running. And remember that yogurt takes on the flavor of the yogurt that you put in. So we use, I'm going to slaughter this name, Fage, I think. It's the, you want to grab it out of the fridge and we'll show them. It's not real thick, which I don't like real thick. I specifically didn't make this thick. I think it's on the door. And we've got peaches in here. And so this is peaches and cream, only peaches and yogurt. So.
Okay, Fage Company, we're advertising for you, okay?
F-A-G-E. This tastes really good if you've never ever tried it. It's the Greek yogurt.
It's almost like
and they
foggy.
do make 4%. I didn't have any at the store that I went to. I always get the highest amount of fat.
So is it foggy or Fage?
Fage.
It's not foggy.
Not foggy. So anyway, we're going to have yogurt and cream. No, we're going to have yogurt and peaches. And then the last thing is our fermented cabbage that I made using Doug and Stacy's recipe. And it has been really good.
We've had a little bit of it with pretty much every meal other than breakfast.
And remember, your health begins in your gut, so you gotta eat homemade yogurt. This has got the whey in it. Homemade fermented food. And you'll be healthier that way. I forgot, we have one other thing. This was my homemade mayonnaise that I made from Mother Earth News Fair for Patricia Foreman. And it is really good.
30 seconds, right?
30 seconds. And it's also made with whey. And I will make that again for you and put the recipe out for you. Yogurt and peaches. Wow, that is so good. We have a subject that we'd like to talk about. I had a friend, a nursing friend, who contacted me today and said that she was contacting a lot of her nursing friends and finding out, because she's in school, and she needed a subject that she could go to the state legislature about that had to do with nursing or, you know, bettering things for people.
For patients.
For patients. And I didn't even have to think about it. You enjoying that? It's good, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I wrote to her about the adult facilities, from nursing homes to independent living, that serve food that is inadequate for the seniors to stay well. We have a little bit of feelings about this, and we have lived
strong feelings.
We have very strong feelings. We've lived in places like this as managers, and we've watched some of the seniors get really upset about the amount of food that they had to spend their money on and keep in their own refrigerator because they weren't offered it there and in order to stay well. So some of the things that they still serve in these homes, they still serve margarine, they use shortening, they use soybean oil, canola oil. What are some other things?
Well, for the most part, most of them, and this isn't all, but all of them that we're intimately familiar with, don't buy local produce. They buy from places that bring it in from who knows where at the best price. It was typically not picked ripe, and the quality's not there, the taste isn't there.
And they even had the opportunity to do it. They had the opportunity during the summer because we live in Oregon and there was farmers markets all around. They had the opportunity to do it and said it was unsafe.
Yeah, they're going with safe, which doesn't mean healthy, which is interesting, right? And that's where a lot of the problem comes in for larger organizations, for the government, is they want us to be safe, which means you avoid the potential of problems, not necessarily problems, but we're not talking quality of food. We're
Right.
not talking nutritional value of food. We're talking that it's free from possible contamination is all.
Right. And we would watch firsthand people come in and gain 20 pounds within first month, 2 months, 3 months.
And this isn't people who needed to gain 20 pounds. And a lot of the people who need to gain weight didn't gain weight. They didn't eat what was offered to them. They just were inclined not to, and so it's a big problem. When we talk to you about, have you eliminated the food that you need to be eliminating from your diet, the sugar, all those oils and margarines that I talked about, these facilities are monitored by dietitians, not nutritionalists, and there's a difference. And so anyway, it's a sore spot for us, and one that's very dear to our heart. If we could stand on a soapbox and take on a major issue, that would be it. And in a way we are. We realize that we're not going to change the government regulations. We're not going to change the government recommendations. We're not going to change these large companies. We're not going to change the sources that they go to get their food. That's not going to happen. The companies aren't going to change. At least not based on anything we do or say. Perhaps there could be a large campaign, whatever, but it's not going to change. What we realize is this isn't changed institutionally. This is changed by individual decisions. This is changed by people taking their own concerns, their own health into their own control. And finding a way to do that, finding a way to age in place and stay healthy is really the answer. If you've got a circumstance, if you've got your health, then going to a facility is not necessary. And it's much less likely that a person in those kinds of circumstances would need to consider that, or that their family who is wanting to take control would feel a need to take control, because they're healthy, they're functional, they're safe, and how can you get better than that? So accidents are going to happen, things are going to go on, and so we understand that. But even then, if you don't quit, if you make the most of whatever you can do, then you're going to be the healthiest you can be, and in a lot better position to extend how long you can sustain yourself and not have to be into those situations to where you can't make the choices. You have to put up with what you're fed and get sick because of it.
So, eliminate the bad food, eat real food, exercise, and be emotionally well. And we're going to end this video by showing you some...
On the being emotionally well, we don't say it enough. Get 8 hours of sleep. You got to do it. And we keep telling ourselves
and we're so bad at it.
Well, we have all kinds of things that we want to do. And so we keep finding ourselves, it's too late when we're going to bed because we just had one more thing to do several times. And we wake up early, no matter what time we go to bed.
I woke up at 4 this morning and I've been awake ever since. I did take a little tiny rest this afternoon.
So get sleep. Get 8 hours of sleep. Get as close to 8 hours of sleep as you can. You got to do it. You got to do it.
Okay. Thank you. We are going to end by showing some footage of a little outing that we had a couple weeks ago. One of our favorite places where there are 2 waterfalls that are a 1/4 mile apart, and we walked from each to the other. And we'll speed it up a little bit for you and slow it down for some of the really gorgeous areas.
It's gorgeous. For those of you who are in Oregon and haven't gone to see it, we encourage you to go. It's a great thing to see. For those of you who aren't in Oregon, when you plan your Oregon trip, this is a stop you ought to consider.
So, like, subscribe, share. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
So we're going to walk up to the other waterfall and then come down and see this one really close. Wow. I always think it's amazing when you see where the water falls. Right there. What is so amazing is if you can see on the other side of the waterfall, and I'll zoom into it, you can see the moss. Okay. Oh man. the top. Let's put this in. The top one. Yeah.
What's it called? I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
I'll have to look it up. It's quite the waterfall.
You can feel the spray coming off. And then see all the moss along the side. So now we go back down. It's about a half a mile from there to here. So now we go back down to the first one where the cars parked.
Yes.
But this is the most beautiful
We love this place.
river place.
Love this.
Everybody who comes to Oregon should see this
See the
place.
place.
Wow. So beautiful. We never get tired of it.